time where every single YouTuber was sponsored by at least 1 or 2 subscription boxes. Last year I did do a short series on TikTok that I did abandon because I ended up traveling for quite a bit in December. But I reviewed the Vogue advent calendar over on TikTok. I enjoyed, there was a lot of products in it that I liked. There was a variety of products like jewelry and things like that in there as well that I liked, and like little card holders. And that was, I believe, $125. I did buy it early, so it was discounted. And I think the value came to about $400, $500 for that. But that's usually where advent calendars like this, they're like luxury advent calendars get you, where it's like you don't get chocolate, but you get X amount of value for $100 or something. So my dad bought this. He apparently saw an ad for it and then went to Bloomingdale's and was like, do you have any? And they were in the back. This is the full box. It is to look like, I compared it to The Shining or Elevators, but it gave me horror vibes. This has on the back pretty much everything in it, which I do like, but I'm also like, that kind of takes the fun out of it, but I guess you're not really doing this for funsies. This says it was $325, and that it has a $900 value. So I guess we're just kind of gonna start, I'm gonna zoom this out. You're probably gonna see the F1 car. We're gonna make you see the F1 car so that you don't see my wall display. That's a bit of a mess right now. Oh, there's another there's another one. Oops. Whack everything.
So this might be, I think this is a patio.
Will it tell us cost? No, web ID. I do like. I do think that that's good to have a identifier, especially because we'll see what products are what. So I guess we'll just go in order. Obviously, this is defeating the whole process of an advent calendar because we're doing everything all in one go. But I'm doing this for you. Okay, we're going one first. La Prairie. Skin Caviar Luxe Eye Cream. The problem with skincare ones is that you run the risk of getting products that you just, oh, this is a baby. 3 milliliters, 0.10 ounces. Just going for it. It absorbs nice. I mean, you're not going to get in-depth reviews from these things, obviously, but let's just go number 2. Bigger one. I do like that everything is sat inside there so that nothing's knocking around, it seems. There's like an actual piece. Oh, it's a candle. Yay! We got a candle from Eau Satin Mood Maison Francois Kirkjian. I butchered that. Scented candle, satin mood, and then a bunch of warnings about where to put candles. Here's the size so you can see it fully with my palm. Bougie perfume. I find that funny. I do think the thing no one really considers when it comes to boxes like this as well is the amount of waste. I saved my box from, oh, we got Dr. Sturm hyaluronic serum. Oh, I use hyaluronic acid, so this is perfect. Here, serum. I'm always looking for new ones because I have dry skin. But yeah, obviously there's a lot of waste here that you normally wouldn't be dealing with if you just bought these products outright. But again, I guess it's fun. Like, obviously, I don't know what I bought because I didn't buy it. My dad got this for me. Yeah, hyaluronic serum. Cool. I have tried their products before. I do like them, so that's nice. But obviously, again, you run the risk of getting things you don't know, don't want, all the waste, all the things. The good news is that also if there's something that I get that I don't like or I don't think would work for me, I can find someone else that would take it because I have a lot of girly pop friends that like stuff. Okay, we got floral toning lotion, alcohol-free. That's a liquid. Sans alcohol, an alcohol-free refreshing toner with natural extracts of corn flour, witch hazel, and extracts of rose to help soothe and soften skin, stimulates and tones. I don't think that's a lotion, then I think it's just a toner. It's got kind of like a baby powder scent to it. Just going through this 5. So I guess, again, you also got like the expensive products that you normally wouldn't buy full sizes of. Moisturizing soft cream. I've heard very good things about this. I have never bought any because I, at my core, am still fairly cheap. And the problem with, like, as a creator that now is getting like some PR and things like that, you get sent products for free that are very expensive normally. And you don't want to get attached to products that are very expensive where you're like, oh, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't buy this. And so I have been very careful. That's what happened with my Clarins. I was like, God damn it, I really like the double serum. Not sponsored. Okay, 6. Ooh, big box for 6. Like, this is crazy. There's 2 little products in here for this big box. But again, you're also going based off sizes. So we've got Laura Mercier, which I do like their products. Rose Gold Caviar Stick Eye Color. Oh, it's a, it's like a cream shadow product. And then we've got, oh, Giorgio Armani. So we got 2 different companies in here. We got Laura Mercier and then Giorgio Armani eye tint silk. Same kind of concept, liquid satin eye color, rose ashes. So same colorway, essentially. But two different companies, which is interesting. Do they know that? Do they know, does Giorgio Armani and Laura Mercier, wait, they're probably owned by the same parent company. Most likely. That's usually what happens in beauty is everyone owns like 5 things. Yeah, very similar. Literally almost like one, you can't tell on my skin even because it literally is blending in so well. But one's got a little more of like a pinky tone to it, but they're basically identical. 7, small baby box. Clarins, my beloved Clarins Paris Lip Comfort Oil. Ooh, I think this is the one that I literally just got from them. Ooh, yeah, I have their gold one. That's like a colorless one. It's not actually gold, but it looks gold in the bottle. I do love this stuff. Let's see. I love this stuff, so I'm happy. The one product that I'm actively currently using. 8. Another big box. Oh, Creed. We got some sample perfumes. I do collect these for anyone who's wondering. We got Queen of Silk, Hermina, Aventus for her. I'm gonna do Queen of Silk because I feel like that's been the theme of this whole endeavor. We keep getting silk-based products, but I am also wearing perfume already, so I'm trying to spray where I know there isn't any, which is my wrist, because for some reason when I'm filming, it's part of my process. This perfume. Oh, that's nice. It almost has like a wine, like a white wine tone to it. It's like an after scent with a Creed card. Creed does have really good packaging. Like that's gold embossed. That's fun. I do like that. It's classy. And I do collect perfume samples because I like having stuff around, and perfume samples are a fun thing to have. I do think the stuffing and things like that shows radiance and moisture boosting mask. Okay, sorry, this was just like right on top, and I thought that was crazy. And then we've got inside the SK2 facial treatment essence. SK2 is one of those companies that I feel like was all over the place a couple years ago, and now it's like they're still very prevalent, obviously, but I don't see the same ads. I felt like they were really leaning into a lot of digital marketing for a time because I saw them all over the place. Did it make me want to go buy them? No, but that's only because of the cost. U Beauty Resurfacing Compound. I'm assuming this is a like face polish, so like an exfoliant. So that's typically what resurfacing in skincare implies. The fact that this is all beauty products when Bloomingdale's is not just beauty. As far as a store-based advent calendar goes, I do think this is a mistake on that regard. So it just kind of seems like it is a chemical exfoliant. I don't know if I want to use it on my hands, but we're gonna do it anyway because I'm testing it for you. Ooh, that's not at all what I thought that would look like. That is like a gold hue, and this is a white bottle. They're right, minimal irritation, so that's good. I feel like at least one of you is gonna be like, wait a minute, do a review of all these products, and it's like, I am not opposed to it, but also the thing is that a lot of people forget that I always try and make a big point when I'm talking about skincare, whether it's gifted products or things like that. I have done Accutane, so my skin reacts differently to various things. Not in a negative way, typically. I usually don't have adverse reactions, but like, things that used to maybe make me break out don't actually do that anymore, which is nice. Okay, we got Bulgari Allegra. Is this a lip product? Oh no, it's perfume. Ooh, Fiore d'Amore. Oh, that does smell nice. Flora d'Amore, Flowers of Love. Yes. Did I get that right? That was 11. We gotta do 12. Re-Nutriv Estee Lauder Ultimate Diamond Transformative Energy Eye Cream. Lots of eye creams. I mean, I use eye creams on occasion, but like it's not like the staple of my like holy grail items. I feel like a good serum is fine. You don't need like a whole separate eye cream, not necessarily. I'm smelling every product because I like to know if there's a smell. Obviously, I'm not using this right this moment. That's kind of the nature of this. It's like, oh, let's not use all these products. All right, 12. 13. We're getting through this. Cleansing body polish. It's so tiny though for a body polish. That's the thing as well with these things. It's like you'll get what 1 to 2 uses out of this. A body polish you would think would be bigger. So it's enough to get you interested in the product, but not enough to make you like get a ton of use out of it, if that makes sense. And again, also for a lot of these products, like yes, you're getting 9.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money on takeout every done.
I'm getting back on track with Factor. Fresh, never frozen meal.
There's no way
I want you
Factor's
to know
like
that I
actually
went
good though.
hunting at
It's
the
literally
grocery
just TV
store
dinners.
at 7 a.m. before
Bougie,
I
I
had my
guess.
coffee to try and get my hands on these things. That is what I do for you guys. That's it. That's my intro. Hey everyone, you're watching Small Entertainment, and today we are talking about and trying Lunchly. Lunchly is the latest cross-promo collaboration between KSI, Logan Paul, and Mr. Beast. Crime meets Feastables. This video has been in the works for a minute because I was hoping that I could get my video out before anyone else. Why? Because though I am not on the PR list, a couple of my friends were on the PR list to get sent Lunchly. None of them would send it to me because, quote, they were going to film their own. And then they didn't. My video will still be going out before theirs does. Really quick, let me tell you about the sponsor for today's video, Bombas. Whether I am spending all day on my feet at a race or a convention, or I am just trying to protect the sanctity while we are doing this, because there have been some accusations of mold being in these boxes and things like that, I will have my work phone filming everything that I'm doing with my hands that we will probably use for B-roll, okay? So that you can constantly see the boxes and things like that. I've been hunting for these things in stores for a good week, 2 weeks now, okay? And every time I go in, they're sold out. And so I thought maybe they had been like quietly pulled or something like that. No, turns out that moms come in the morning and just scoop them all up. I was literally told that this morning by a Ralph's employee, okay? It's like, yeah, it's always moms coming in. So I went this morning, got what I could, and then immediately came home and put them in the fridge. Now I should note, the only ones that I have been able to get my hands on are 2 of them. There is still, I think it's the meat crackers one. That one I cannot find. Even one of the Ralphs I went to didn't even have a slot for it. So I don't know if that one has just been very popular, if some stores are not ordering those, I don't know. The whole point of Lunchly is that these are supposed to be a healthier Lunchables, okay? And they are using Feastables and Prime as like the vehicle for these various food products. That is the original quote that I was told. I tried to find the corresponding Lunchables meal with the Lunchlys. So, for example, Lunchly Fiesta Nachos, okay? And then we've got Lunchables Nachos with cheese dip and salsa, okay? And these are the corresponding ones. I didn't just do like the regular Lunchables pack, considering Lunchly has a candy bar and a drink with it as well. I went with the Lunchables that have a Capri Sun, and this one has a Kit Kat. I bought 2 of these because originally this was the only thing that was at the store, and I thought maybe the case here is that people weren't buying these ones because of the alleged mold situation, okay? So for those of you who don't know, I believe it's specifically the pizza ones. There have been a couple of instances of people finding mold in the cheese because one of the whole things with Lunchables that Lunchly is claiming is that they
the red and green ones want
don't
the
use real
lights
cheese,
on
while
it.
Lunchly
There's lights right here too.
The pizza, okay, is the
This makes
Lunchly
it
one.
look more
And
festive.
then we got Pizza Treatza, which is like
So yellow,
dessert cookie style,
purple.
and then a Capri Sun as well. Lunchly Pizza Party were
These are villain
$3.99
colors.
a piece. And then
Not
the
red and green, but
corresponding
I feel like yellow and
Lunchable
purple.
pizza thing was $2.99. Lunchly Fiesta Nachos, $3.99. Corresponding Lunchable, $2.99. Maybe as I'm eating, I think might be the move is to discuss the situation with these. And I did get 2 of the pizzas. One, because I wasn't sure if that was going to be all I could review for this video. But also I got 2 just so we could see if there is mold. We know if it's just the one or whatever.
I know when
because that was the
Rosanna
question that
Pansina,
people were
when she
asking.
opened
It's
that
like,
thing
okay,
and
but
had
is
mold
going
on
out
it,
that quickly?
she was so
Their
hyped.
whole
She's
thing
like,
is
yes.
read off the side. So here's the Lunchly thing. For illustration only, Prime
But, like,
hydration, cherry
that
free
is
flavor
wild.
with other natural
Just
flavors.
sometimes it just works out,
Pizza
I
crust,
guess.
pizza sauce, low moisture, part skim mozzarella cheese, smoked uncured pepperoni made with pork,
candle.
Feastables,
Oh, it's
milk
warm.
chocolate with puffed rice bar. Oh, it's like one of the worst. Their whole thing is that it has real cheese on it. So I've got 2 camera angles here for you guys. There is a like camera mount that you put over your neck to do like point of view shots. Honestly, I should get one of those for these types of things. And then there's 12 grams of protein per package. This box is also, I want you to know these were like this. I'll put some photos and clips of like how I found some of these. These things were thrashed. I don't know if people are just like foaming at the mouth. All your faves in one box. Prime Feastables and epic ingredients, and then lunch up there is a QR code. Yeah, so the one that I couldn't get is turkey stackums. That's the only one that I could not get my hands on. Editing Amanda here. So it looked like they never released the turkey stackums is what it appears to be. Now I don't know who was their meat supplier for the turkey stackums, but it sounds like there's a possibility that they could have been caught up in the potential Boar's Head recall. I don't know for certain, but there have been reports of them being discontinued, specifically the turkey stackums. There was a video that KSI, Logan Paul, and Mr. Beast all did, Feastables and Prime coming together. And even in that video, they only have the pizza and the nachos. Could be a meat issue, but it also could have been a cheese issue. Obviously, there's a lot more cheese in whole squares of cheddar cheese, unlike the sprinkle of mozzarella that they have in the pizza. Maybe it was a cheese issue, I don't know, but it does seem like those have been discontinued and they never actually made it to stores. Full deets for the pizza. The party you earned, the ingredients you deserve. Enter the one, the only, the pizza. Crafted with premium toppings you can trust, each lunchly box brings you 12 grams of protein per package and 400 milligrams of electrolytes per prime hydration. No secrets in our sauce, just bold bites and good vibes. So they have the tearaway, but then also, I don't know if you can see it, there's also a sticker on here as well to keep it sealed. Interesting. This is the pizza, first box. Leave no crumbs. And then on here it says used by 26th of December 2024. I don't see mold, so that's good. And then the drink down at the bottom. All right, empty box. Okay, good, no mold. I should do a taste test of all the ingredients before I actually go for it, so I'm just gonna. Tastes pretty standard, nothing crazy. Okay, a little bit of cheese. Doesn't taste bad. I should know. I don't want you to think my face is a bad face. It's a where's the flavor face. Even for mozzarella, that just tastes really
Powder would be
bland.
good.
Okay. Some pepperoni. Not bad. Would probably taste better cooked, honestly. I'm trying to make sure I can keep everything in view, so no one can accuse me of anything. And then here is the milk crunch bar, which we will save for the end. We got sauce here. Doing this on my desk with a Formula One car in the back, which is subscribed to Girly Pop Go. No. See, I was always a Lunchables kid because my parents both worked full time. Okay, that's sad and pathetic for me to do it that way, but okay.
Dude, my hand is tightening so hard on these
Like
markers.
this.
Like
I
I'm
wish
holding it
there was
like
a
this.
package date on this, because what I
Like someone's gonna
assume
snatch it out of my
probably
hands.
happened is that with the people that are getting mold, is that there were batches that were made early, different times, maybe pallets were mixed up, and so they were either mismarked or something, or they were, you know, distributed wrong. Something may have happened. Not excusing it or anything like that, because obviously getting mold and things like that is bad. I think it just kind of depends, you know, the location, things like that. I believe one of the people that got it was Rosanna Pansino, okay? And Rosanna, I believe, is based here in LA as well. So again, I don't know where, went, what, when, you know? Okay. I'm sure a kid would love it. Like, I can eat it. I'm not enjoying myself, but I'm also an adult. Like, is this where I want to get my 12 grams of protein? No. All right, well, let's try the cherry freeze.
Do I have a darker purple? I have 2 shades of
Yeah,
purple.
just like the cherry freeze. One time I went to a creator party, an after party for a fight, and the only mixers they had was Prime for the bar. I don't even drink, and I was like, that does not sound appealing to me. Not really. It's fine. I do think this is one of their blander flavors, but I'm not even like particularly happy with Prime. I also should know, okay, because there's always, without a doubt, people that do this. You can be mad at me for giving these people money all you want. That is totally fine. That is your prerogative. But you also have to keep in mind, this is my job. I review products, and the way that I am able to continue to be honest and say whatever I want is by paying for things myself. So you fully can be mad at me for giving these people money, but for giving them a total of what? 12 bucks, if that. Most likely this video will make probably more than $12, so I am, you know, profiting off of them more than anything. I guess you could say that. Okay, let's do the milk crunch. I also should note I have reviewed not Prime Hydration, I've reviewed Prime Energy before, and I've reviewed Feastables before. I also reviewed Mr. Beast Burger. Okay, let's try this. Oh god. I will say their new formula is better, because their old formula was like sickly sweet. It was like disgusting. This is better, but I don't even really like a crunch bar. So 360 calories in this one package. I'm assuming that's including the chocolate. So that was the pizza of Lunchly. Now, obviously, we've got to do the Lunchables version. Capri Sun, chocolate flavored frosting, all of that. And I should note, obviously, the size, I won't eat this one, but I will open it up to check for molds, and then I will keep it sealed and in my fridge for when I decide the next time I want to get like really, really high, I guess. I don't know really when else I would want to eat something like this, frankly. What can I say? I'm a foodie who's bougie. I will say the expiration date on these is the exact same as the lunch leaf. So this one also has a 10th of December 2024 expiration date, as did this one, except this one's the 26th. Okay, so just to know. Right. And then this one has calories of 300 calories per package. Remember this other one had 360. And 5 grams saturated fat, 430 milligrams of sodium, 20 grams of sugar. So something to note as well. Yes, sodium, 710 milligrams. One of the accusations for Prime and Lunchly is that they are trying to say that sodium content is electrolytes. Now, sodium is something that you do need in your diet, especially if you are if you are super active, like an athlete or a child. Again, I'm not a dietitian or anything like that, but it's just something to note that yes, sometimes a higher sodium content is not necessarily the worst thing for a child. So this is the Lunchables one. This is Lunchly. Even just looking at it though, I do like that the Lunchables one has like almost like a crispier bottom. That sounds stupid. All right, let me do my taste test again. I'll do all the ingredients. We'll just keep this consistent. Same one I ate before. God, what is this flavor? There is something more, it's almost sweeter, like a sweeter bread. Maybe that's it. It tastes better because it's slightly sweeter. I don't know if that's it. They're both still bland, but like this one has like a little bit more of a flavor to it. We're gonna do our cheese next. Still fairly consistent, the mozzarella, honestly. Like, it's not saltier, it's not like better tasting, it's still pretty bland. I think I just got cheese, so I have no pepperonis with this one, unfortunately. I think that this style of spreader for the sauce is better. It's got the little pointer spout, but I'm wondering if that's like, I don't think they can they patent that on Lunchables? Oh god, I'm making a mess. I'm so good at my job. That's how you know I'm not a mom. I should also note, no mold in this cheese either. Yeah, see, I don't know what it is with the bread, but it tastes better for some reason. It's just like the crust. This sauce is slightly creamier, I would say, than this one, but not by much. Like this one's a little more watery, I would say. Not a ton, but like slightly. And I do want to note that the less calories could literally be that there's no pepperoni on this one. So I do want to make that distinction as well. Yeah, like I still wouldn't reach for this for funsies, but like, I don't know, it's something about the crust tastes slightly better. I literally can't put my finger on it. Let's do our drink before we do our dessert pizza. Our cosmic dessert pizza. Capri Sun Roaring Waters Fruit Punch. I do think things being a pouch just make things taste better. This fruit punch does taste not as good as normal Capri Sun though. I'm an adult. My job is weird. Every time I do a video like this, people message me and they're like, your videos are just you eating lunch. Sometimes Lunchly wins this one because I think it's just this piece, but there is mold on the cheese in the Lunchable. Just that piece, I think. It's just a little dot. I'm not worried about eating the rest of this container. I'm not eating the cheese, but like everything else is sealed separately, so I'm not worried. Now I want to note that it could not be mold because also next to it, I don't know how they package these things, but there are the cosmic little sprinkles and there are blue pieces in here. So I don't know if it was just like during packaging, something got connected. Yeah, this does look pretty faux dyed. Hold on, that could be one of these. See what I mean? I'm making the note so no one can say I didn't, but it was the Lunchable.
With Asana, AI teammates can help level up your goals by connecting them to relevant projects. So every team knows
Fuck AI. And fuck you too for not letting me skip this ad.
Try for free today at asana.com.
Chocolate frosting. Is this frosting or is it just like Nutella? That's the question. See, if I got this, I would just eat this one. Like I wouldn't eat I would probably eat the cheese and then I wouldn't like actually make the pizza when I was a kid. Oh no, it's like frosting. It's not too sweet either. It's fine. It's nothing crazy. What's crazy is I was excited about this part too. I don't know. I don't review kids' foods all the time. It's not too sweet. Like, I'll give them that. The more I think about it, the more I'm convinced that that cheese, the blue, is dye from one of the things versus if it was, you know, from mold, because I think it would be on more pieces, especially since this box is supposed to expire faster than the lunch leaves. All right, let me open up this lunch leaf as well just to check. Okay, I'm not seeing any mold. Very good. Pizza lunch leaf, done. No molds. Lunchables, possible mold. We don't know. Let's move on to the Fiesta Nachos. I've heard literally nothing about this one. The pizza obviously is the only one that I've heard a lot of, because obviously once you start dealing with mold and things, people start only talking about those ones, which is why I thought, oh, maybe that's why these ones are, you know, ignored. This flavor is strawberry banana. 400 milligrams of electrolytes. Are they counting all of their sodium as electrolytes? No, because their sodium is 740 milligrams. 9 grams of protein. 360. Oh, I will say, going into this one has more calories comparatively for the Lunchables. 450, this one is 360. And this also says 0% juice, this says 15%. So this one expired by 27th of December. This one, December 11th. I never liked the nacho ones for some reason. Come off easy, please don't get all over my desk. That would be such a nightmare. I don't think we need to do an ingredients taste test on this one. I think I just gotta go for it. And then we've got the milk chocolate Feastables. Just so I understand the salt situation. Regular tortilla chips, they look fine. Okay, let's do the sauce one. The red sauce one. Little hot. Nothing crazy. Very mild. Nothing spicy. I want to make that abundantly clear. That's the salsa. Pretty mild. Pretty tame from the queso. Okay, that's like a cheese aftertaste more than a cheese taste. Cheese flavor, you know? Okay, I will give them this. If there was a one that I was like, I'll buy these to like have in my apartment in case I'm ever feeling super lazy and want an easy pre-portioned snack, this would probably be the one I would reach for. I was gonna double dip them. I'm just gonna stack them. Boom.
Damn.
That did mostly nothing for me. Like that was, like they almost canceled each other out. That was really weird. Ooh. What is that flavor? Wait, it's almost got like a nice tartness to it. I'll give them that. Way more flavor in this one than the cherry freeze. I will say that. Because you barely taste the cherry in that one. Way more strawberry and then like an aftertaste of banana. Not bad at all. Will I be willingly reaching for it? Probably not. All right, now we got Feastables. I don't like milk chocolate. That's why I'm always like disappointed. It just tastes like straight sugar. Which again, for a child, fine. It's not for me. Feastables. Let's go with that. Lunchable comparison. Nachos with cheese dip and salsa. This one I'm going to be interested in the quantity, like how much food you actually get. And their cheese is more of like a lighter cheese. This one is definitely like more like cheddar looking cheese. Way less salsa in here than in that one. Oh yeah, way less of the dips or the Lunchables. Don't get all over my desk. I should also know, because I feel like someone's going to be like, Amanda's not being mean enough for me. I don't like any of these people. I'm not a fan of Mr. Beast. I'm definitely not a fan of Logan Paul. I'm not a fan of KSI, okay? So, I have no dog in this fight whatsoever. I am simply in the products that are in front of me. The chips, I would say, is about the same size amount of chips. These are slightly, not stale, a little crunchier. Thicker, maybe? Maybe that's it. Cheese. Yeah, definitely more of a cheddar nacho cheese than that. Salsa. That salsa and the lunch leaf looks more like a pizza sauce. This one looks more like a salsa. Taste is basically the same though, I would say. Let me double check. What I think they did is that it's the same style of salsa, but the lunch leaf, they blended it all together. So like all bits, you know, the ingredients are all mushed together, and that's why it's a thicker consistency and looks more like pizza sauce. Whereas this one, there's like a bigger chunks basically, so it looks a little. Show you without spilling all over my desk, but like you can see the bits and pieces inside the salsa more than you can in the lunch one. As far as the cheese goes, kind of depends what you want, because the queso blanco or lunch has a bit more of a kick to it. Then that means you've got a spicy and a spicy, you know, like spicy. You get my point. Because this is just straight up nacho cheese. Again, if I were to, for any of these, if I were to like have one to keep in the house, it's probably going to be one of the nachos, because I like the idea of having, as an adult, pre-portioned out things that I don't have to like, oh, I don't have to clean a bowl, I don't have to do things like that, you know, like adult complaining things. Overall, will I be reaching for these things? No. But I should know, across the board, aside from slight variation, for the most part, these things are vaguely identical. And that is kind of the thing. It's like, okay, but why? What is the point of this? I don't need to eat the Kit Kat. I don't think you guys need me to eat the Kit Kat. It's a Kit Kat. Other than to have a reason to combine Prime and Feastables, the food element is mostly secondary. It's kind of giving copy my homework but change things so that like no one can tell that you copied type of thing. Because there's a lot of variations down to the shape of these containers. Now these containers are the same across the board, but they're across the board for both the pizza, the lunch lane, all of that. And so it's like, again, I'm assuming they're probably using maybe the same manufacturers, like one of their offices or something like that. Why can I not get the straw open? I'm an adult. I'm gonna turn off this second camera now because we're no longer opening things. Everything has been opened. Do I necessarily think
Where'd I put it?
that one is better than the other? For the most part, it's kind of like, what do you want from your meals for your children when you are a busy parent buying a bunch of these so that you can just stuff them in your kid's backpack? Even from a size comparison, this one to this one, what's easier for you as a parent? The Lunchables are cheaper. Flavor-wise, the most standard, boring, basic flavors, it's going to be the Lunchables. And then the pizza one, I will say, like the pizza, the bread tasted better, so that made the entire thing taste better. I'm really bummed I can't get the Stackums because I do think that is the one where I could probably do like a really good one-to-one taste test comparison with the cheese and the meat product, whatever they choose, like the little meat rounds that they use in those things. Because then we could truly be like, did they just do the copy the homework thing? Everyone's kind of, oh come on, you knew this video was coming. That's it, that's my intro. Hey Amanda, you're watching Soul Entertainment, and I'm still getting used to having a mic in my face. I don't like this. I like having something on my desk that I can put out of frame, but those mics decided to stop working with my setup, so now we have this one that's just on an arm. But today we are talking about the Scammerton Detroit Bridgerton ball experience that happened a little bit ago. I did wait to make this video because I wanted to see if more news would come out. The organizers have not spoken out, it seems, at the time we were recording this, aside from a very terse, like, we are sorry it wasn't up to expectations for everyone type of thing. The lone violin player has spoken out, the pole dancer has spoken out. I believe some of the vendors even have spoken out as well. But really quick, let me tell you about the sponsor for today's video, Squarespace. Social media and multimedia accounts, and now it's super. Go to squarespace.com to get started with a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/swellentertainment to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I've not watched any other creators' videos on this, okay? Mainly because I don't want it to influence, even unintentionally, anything I would say. But I still want to talk about this, even though a lot of people have talked about it. It's been talked about constantly, because one, I'm the event chick. This is what I've done to myself. Also, I went to one of the actual Bridgerton experience balls, the Queen's Ball, that they did in LA in 2022 for season 2 of Bridgerton. And that was an official Netflix Bridgerton event. And I think that that is what the Detroit Bridgerton themed ball was trying to copy in a sense and try and profit from. Now, again, though we have seen the actual ball and how it all happen and things like that, to protect myself legally, I will be using this phrase alleged and things like that, and as it appears, things like that, okay? It's just to cover my own ass. Also, as I've said, I usually don't like talking about events that I wasn't at, but because I went to the Bridgerton ball, and because all of you have been tagging me in this, and also because I covered the Glasgow experience, even though I wasn't there, and talked about that, you guys have been tagging me in things, and they're like, Amanda, they did the Bridgerton version of the Glasgow experience, which I don't think this is the same exact thing. Because we can't just call everything that uses false advertising as the Glasgow experience. I think the Glasgow experience had a very clear-cut use of using AI images specifically to sell a fantasy that they were never going to be able to achieve. And I think that that AI element is what it takes to really classify something as they did the Glasgow experience. So in this instance, I think this is just a case mainly of people wanting to profit off of an event by essentially making allegedly a cheater event, okay, or like a cheater brand, trying to make the potential attendees think that they were going to a actual Bridgerton experience or going to get something on par with that. I've seen a couple of people tag me images like, a swell went to the actual one and it looked really cool. This is nothing like that. Things like that. Why you would ever want to go to bat with Netflix? I do think maybe they thought it would be fine because I don't know if I covered this a while ago, but if you guys don't remember, there was the Bridgerton musical that was made by two artists here on TikTok, I'm on YouTube. There were two artists that made the Bridgerton musical, and Bridgerton was fine with that. I believe they won a Grammy for that, in particular, like the Grammy-winning Bridgerton musical, okay? But Netflix let them do that, okay, because they weren't profiting from it ever, until they decided to do a live performance where they sold tickets to the live performance, and I believe that was a charity event, but it doesn't matter. Once you start involving money in that thing, then you start getting into like trademark violations and things like that, and that is where I believe it was Shondaland, Netflix, etc., and the people that own the Bridgerton brand in general. I think Julia Quinn's was named in that as well. Now that ended up being dismissed, but that whole thing, especially in relation to Bridgerton, I don't know why you would even take the risk of putting on a Bridgerton themed event where you openly say the phrase Bridgerton themed. And then I have now finally, because when I initially made my TikTok being like, hey, I don't think this is related to the Glasgow experience, it sounds like this is a cheater event, allegedly, still. I said I haven't seen the marketing, and the marketing I think is a big deal. I believe the entire thing is now gone. The entire event is now taken down, obviously, because once you start doing, getting into things like allegedly ripping people off and things like that, the first thing you do is scrub everything. And that's why I tell you to screenshot as a business person why you would ever even consider possibly doing that. And without licensing, I think you're asking for trouble, especially if you're not stipulating that it's a fan event. Another fan event I recently covered is the MGS Con, Metal Gear Solid Con. They don't even call it Metal Gear Solid Con in anything. It's like memes, like guns and snakes or something like that. Like they literally make it so that the MGS Con is like, doesn't actually say Metal Gear Solid Con, even though it's a Metal Gear fan event convention. Like there are things that they change the name of. I started getting tagged in these videos as it was happening, as people were posting from there, but it really ramped up the next morning. Basically, I did not know there was originally supposed to be a postponed date. We'll talk about that in a second, because that in and of itself, I would have been like, we need some more red flags going up for some people, okay? Because I do think that postponements, rarely is it a good sign. I'm gonna be totally frank with you. Unless they specifically say, oh, we underestimated how many of you are going to like this, we need a bigger venue. Until they do that, I don't trust it. I don't trust a postponement. But first, people were sharing videos of everyone dressed incredibly, okay? I think that's the thing about Bridgerton fans. People yearn for costume parties. People yearn, okay, for a ball. They yearn for a pretty dressed experience. I love dressing nice. I love any opportunity to put on a pretty gown, okay? So I totally get it. I almost wore the dress that I wore to my Bridgerton ball experience, but it is a vintage dress and I didn't want to sit in it and film this whole time. This one, I think, is the issue here as well, is they added in food. Typically where things fall apart is food, because you never have enough. Rarely is there enough food, okay? You would rather have too much food than not enough, but then because a lot of people are trying to use events as like a get-rich-quick scheme, which most events don't make money. Or at least not the money that you think they are. Or it takes them years to make money. That's why you start small and go big. But no, they're like, let's go big and then make as much money as possible on ticket sales. But then they have a subpar performance in everything else. And it's like, of course, it was never going to work. Of course, you were going to end up being sued and like, okay, but whatever, okay. But the food, there was not enough food for everyone. Apparently dinner was supposed to be included in various tickets. That being said, it sounds like they did not scan tickets ever. It doesn't sound like even they maybe looked at the tickets at check-in, based on what some attendees have been reporting. So there were some people who were dressed very nice and they're like, I don't think the people sitting around me had tickets because like they're not dressed to theme whatsoever. So there is also an instance where there's a possibility that people went to eat that did not have tickets to the event, and that probably also contributed to things going down. But if any of the planners or anyone comes out and says, actually, we had enough food, but people came in without tickets and they stole our food, then the question needs to follow up then be, why is your security so lax that people were able to wander in without tickets? So still, you would be at fault. That is how that would work. And then even then, in some instances, it was like chicken, mac and cheese, some greens, and some potatoes and cornbread. So like decent party plates, okay, but they were very small chicken legs. And in some instances, it looks like the food was raw or undercooked. And again, there just wasn't enough to go around for the people that paid for the event. The actual theme of the ball itself, there was very little. This you can make Glasgow comparisons to, I would say, because the actual like space is too large, but also you need this amount of space for the amount of people that you sold tickets to, but then you don't add any form of decor, any form of ambiance, nothing. They literally just seem to have the house lights on, which is crazy. To just have the house lights on for a Bridgerton ball experience or any form of like event in general that is not a conference for like dentists, like why is the overhead light on? Get a lighting crew in there, get some fun mood lighting, get some tapestries. Like, this is doing a ball in this style, and even then, you never should have called it Bridgerton themed ball. Like, I'm literally looking at your website, Bridgerton themed ball. We'll talk about the website in a second, okay? Because the Wayback Machine is wonderful. What they should have done, instead of calling it the Bridgerton themed event, what they should have done the entire time is just said Regency themed ball or Regency ball. People would make the implication that it was a Bridgerton ball on their own. You didn't need to risk yourself possibly being sued in a trademark violation lawsuit, because themed is not going to protect you in this way. You're using the Bridgerton name, the Bridgerton brand, essentially to advertise your event. That will get you into trouble. But the event was very sparse. Like I said, no lighting, no special things. There was things that were literally just like the backdrops for like the photo opportunities were literally just seemingly from Party City. There was like a grass one or a hedge one to make you feel like you're in like the maze, okay? According to some people, they did have an actress playing the queen, okay, who looked beautiful, but apparently some people said that when they would go up to get a photo with her, she would say, "What up, though?"
It was terrible. It was terrible. First and foremost, let's talk about pricing. First and foremost, $150 bare minimum per person. The picture with the queen. I don't even want to get into the queen right now. She's a cool girl, cool lady, but she didn't give it for me. The first thing she said was, "What up, though?" Like, I get it, we Detroit, but theme. Let's stick on theme. She's like, "Y'all all look good. Yada, yada. Theme, babes. Where's Queen Charlotte? Who are you?"
Really sorry, that's really funny. This whole thing, I feel bad because people got ripped off, and at the end of the day, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but like, if I'm ever just blatantly scammed for something, the first thing I do is contact my bank. Send them an email. Do not call, do not comment on social media. That's not enough. You need to find an email or anything for the Uncle and Me LLC to send them an email. If they have, the website is gone at this time, aside from the Wayback Machine. What you can do as well, again, is then go to your bank and say they have dissolved the company. I have no reasonable way of requesting a refund. Then you should be able to get a refund via your bank, okay? And they will investigate on their own, and they will probably do a chargeback or something like that, okay? You do have the right to do that. Just keep that in mind. Apparently, there was advertised of a string quartet, or that was what was implicated, was that there was going to be like a full like performance and dances and things like that, that there would be the ability to do dances, okay? Which is what, again, I think a lot of this came down to they were really trying to bank on attendees thinking they were going to get the Queen's Ball experience, okay? And that was never going to happen. So even then, why would you do that? Because you're just shooting yourself in the foot. You were never going to be able to sell that. You were never going to be able to maintain that. You were never going to be able to deliver that with what you did. So I don't know why you would even think that this was a smart move and that it wouldn't end with mass complaints, the news knocking at some of the organizers' doors, okay? Like if there's not a lawsuit, I'm gonna be genuinely shocked. In a lot of these instances, it's 17 and up. Most of these people are adults. It's not like with TanaCon, okay? TanaCon, there was never a class action lawsuit or anything like that because a lot of the people that did go were underage. Also at the event, aside from the Queen, and then it looks like there was an MC or two on the stage, and even the stage didn't seem like they didn't set anything up for the stage. Like, at the very least, do the stage. Like, do like get something special for the stage for the event. There was also a violin player who has spoken out, a lone violin player who was the only one that was hired to play for 4 hours. Okay,
Damn.
She has made a TikTok. I'll put those videos here so she can discuss it. She does mention she is in high school, and I believe that she has not been paid yet.
But if anyone wants to know, I was the violinist that was playing at the Bridgerton Ball. I would just like to say thank you to everyone that has been trying to tip me and stuff since I had not gotten paid. It's really sweet of you guys, except it shouldn't be your guys' jobs to pay for me. It should be the company's. But yeah, it is really sweet of you guys, and I hope you guys are able to get your money back. But yeah. So I had worked with Uncle and Me before. I performed at the Tea Party, and I'm completely independent. I literally just filled out a random application online. We should prepare, and I need to find a ton of songs in advance, and it takes time to prep for that and clear my schedule as well, because, you know, I'm in high school, you know, I had a lot of things going on, but I still decided to do as well because I thought it'd be a fun experience as well. I'd still not gotten any sort of food. I did get a water bottle, however, but I'm not getting food, so I was just starting the whole time, but thankfully I got dinner afterwards, but yeah. It was around, I wrapped up around 10:30, but I hadn't left until like 10:40 because I couldn't find the organizer, so I couldn't tell them that I was in the leave, so I called them and I was like asking when the payment was, and she told me to talk to Chelsea. I ended up talking to Chelsea yesterday, and I texted her and I was like, hey, when's the payment gonna come through? And she was like, oh, I'll pay Wednesday. So, but I was supposed to get money on Sunday, so I don't know why she's paying me on Wednesday instead of Sunday, but I can't really do much. So.
I hate it. Okay, there was also their dancer, their only dancer, from what I can tell, was a dancer who everyone deemed was a lone pole dancer in her underwear. Now, she has spoken out for the cunt, and she said that she was hired 3 hours before the show went on, before the event, that she brought a variety of outfits, including a Great Gatsby themed outfit, and told them the different styles of dance that she could do, and that they chose the pole dancing, and that they chose the outfit that she ended up wearing. And she did try and interact with the different Regency attendees, like the actual different attendees, and that she just avoided people that gave her dirty looks, which valid, fair. Which I get also being like, I don't know, once, like, if we're here, I'm throwing ones, but I'm an asshole, so. I think the thing as well, it's like, because comparing it even just to the Bridgerton ball experience that I went to, there was dancing, there was like a reception area. I don't think there was ever actually food. There was an early tea thing for mine. I did not do, but there was multiple different photo options. They had gowns and outfits from the show itself on display. They had a little shop where they were selling like the different makeup collabs that they had started doing with Sephora and other companies. I think Natasha Denona was one of them, I can't remember, or Charlotte Tilbury, I can't remember. And then they brought us into a different reception room where it was like the Queen's waiting area where people could go and greet themselves to the Queen or could get photos and things like that. And there was also a lady whistle down sheet where you could literally go and find and answer clues to hopefully win, I think, a little prize. I got like 2 of the clues, and then I was like, I realized that if I'm not on my phone and I'm not doing things, the dancers and the actors are interacting with me more, so I decided to focus on that because I was trying to be the diamond of the season. A pirate man was chosen instead of me, but that's okay, because he really twirled, he had fun. I actually ended up get to be a part of the actual Bridgerton experience, because after that, they do a little dance where they like got a bunch of us involved in the dance, and they were like, okay, just follow our lead, and do a little dance in front of the Queen, and then they let us into the main ballroom where the actual show is, where they do a basical, like, interpretive dance play of the episodes of season 2. Then there was also a part of that where the man playing Anthony came up to me and said, okay, can I have this dance or whatever? Not can I have this dance, but he asked me to dance and did. Sorry, that sounds so stupid. I'm explaining this weird. This is 2 years ago, okay, but I have the photos. I did this. There are things happening. It is a whole show, more than it is just a ball, okay? And so I think that was also the element that they seem to fundamentally misunderstand here, is that there is a show happening, not just go dance, go be in Bridgerton. I did see one vendor on TikTok who shared that she had made specialty Bridgerton themed candles for the event, and a lot had not sold, so she was going to be putting them on her website. I will have that link down below. I will find the website that she is selling them on, or at least link her TikTok so you can find it yourself if you would like. I assume what may have possibly happened is they decided, let's do an event like this, base it around Bridgerton, so that people maybe think, allegedly, that this is associated with the actual Bridgerton experience and that it's just come to Detroit. I believe mine was $55 when I went to the Bridgerton experience in 2022. I think what they did is, let's try and profit off of the Bridgerton theme of it all, okay? And then let's keep costs just as low as possible so we can profit as much as possible. Which, yes, in theory, great. But it's one thing to not want to be in the red for your event. Totally get it, valid, okay? But you should not go in thinking that it's going to be a profit deal. Events are incredibly expensive. You cannot go through thinking that your first time event is going to be as profitable as an event that has been running for 10 plus years and knows the business inside and out and their attendee base and things like that. Like, it's not going to happen, okay? You also cannot expect that your event is going to be as profitable as something put on by Netflix, okay? That's just not realistic, especially because when you are banking off of something allegedly potentially being associated with an actual established trademark and IP, as in Bridgerton, you run the risk of lawsuits. I don't know why you thought this would allegedly be a good idea. Allegedly, possibly, perhaps, perchance, whatever. I don't know why anyone thought this would be a good idea, okay? this is okay. I'm not judging the attendees or anything like that in this regard. I'm literally just judging the organizers and all of that. One guy, okay, who apparently is a promoter, okay, allegedly, made a video, big Gucci .1 on TikTok, and he put my experience 2024 Bridgerton ball recap, and he shot it in landscape mode, changed the lighting, it looks like, added a filter, shot it from various angles, and edited it really well. So it looks like a very packed, very well attended, very well set up event. It still does not fit the Bridgerton theme. In fact, I don't even think he ever shows the pole dancer. It does not look like, but like focused on like people coming up in limos, coming up in their horse-drawn carriages and such, focusing on how stunning everyone looks, which valid. But then people in the comment sections of this, it's like they either don't realize that he is associated with the event in some capacity, allegedly. He said, oh, the food was just not bad. The food wasn't good, but it was just disorganized. It was not a scam. And it sounds like he may have been associated with the event itself. This one girl, Lies18, said when they left the stripper pole unattended at the Detroit Bridgerton ball, and she started having a little dance herself with the pole, which, you know what? Fun. My only thing, it's like, even in this regard, if the pole, I believe the pole was the dancer's pole, that's the only thing where I would say, hey, maybe don't touch that, but also, why was she able to go and touch that? Why did they leave it unattended? Why was it not on the stage? Why was it on just the ballroom floor space when you have a stage? Why did... I can't identify, aside from the people on the stage, like, people putting on this event, like people running the event. The Bridgerton ball experience, yes, had people in costume that were the actors involved in the event, but they also had people in standard clothes that were organizing the event so that I could safely identify someone who, if I needed help and things like that. Like, overall, just looking for employees of this event, in all of the clips I have seen, I see 0, okay? Or at least I can safely identify 0, which just for an event is a red flag. Now, really quick, talking about the postponement, let me go back to the postponement. In a statement to WXYZ TV, Uncle and Me LLC said, we understand that not everyone had the experience they hoped for at our most recent event on Sunday night at the Harmony Club, and for that we sincerely apologize. Our intention was to provide a magical evening, but we recognize the organizational challenges affected the enjoyment of some guests. We take full responsibility and accountability for these shortcomings. The company said it was working to address all concerns raised by guests, adding, we are reviewing resolution options, which will be communicated shortly, but they have taken things down. Their Instagram is still up at the time of